Cody Rhodes is out injured. And therefore, quick, press the panic button. What do? We need a replacement for Cody Rhodes. I know what we'll do. We'll take this new heel stable we've got with Edge and his recruits, and rather than, push the two baby faces that have been going against them to be replacements for Cody Rhodes, we'll turn one of them heel and then turn Edge babyface and break up the group that we've been trying to push.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Podcast review of Monday Night Raw. I am Luco in DAD and I'm joined by... we were going to talk about the championship name. We got so distracted by Curry Chat.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. If anyone's wondering why we were late going live today, it's because Sullivan and I got into a massive debate about the way to eat curries.
Yes, absolutely. Nothing was resolved.
No, I mean, should we do a poll?
Yeah.
Let's do a poll. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jenna, can we get a poll, please? Which is better, Poppadom or Naan?
Yes, absolutely.
We won't say which of us picked.
Nope. Absolutely.
We'll let the people decide.
Yes, 100%.
Poppadom or Naan, please, and we'll have a chat about that later on.
Yes.
But anyway, I mean, I suppose we'll talk about Raw as well while we're here. It's actually like this is a weird episode of Raw.
It was mad.
Wacky old episode of Raw.
All over the place.
It was all over the place.
But I kind of loved it.
In a way, yeah, because when I think back to that MizTV segment...
What's going on with that?
It started with a regular promotion for Miz and Maurice.
Yep.
It had a Ciampa appearance in the middle.
Yep.
It had a Roman Reigns challenge in the middle. And it ended with the Miz in his pants.
Also, the Becky segment as well.
Becky's fighting for the 24/7 championship, everyone. Those things happened.
I was so happy she didn't win that. Don't do this to her. She's so much
I did write my notes like, oh no. Oh, Becky, oh no.
No.
But I think the weirdest segment for me here was this Judgment Day segment.
Mm-hmm.
So, because... apparently the poll is now 3 options. It's Poppadom, Naan, or what is this all about? Come on, people.
We've all been to a curry house.
We all know the argument. Poppadom or Naan.
Yeah, everyone's arguing up and down the country.
For the last 60 years, I think we've been asking this question.
Yeah.
It's the country that's divided the nation.
Yep. And there's only one answer.
And there is only one answer, the correct answer.
Yes, and we'll find out what that is at the end of the episode.
Or if you listen to the podcast. But anyway, so what was I saying? This Judgment Day segment for me was the weirdest portion of this. So there's no countdown to Cody this week because Cody Rhodes opened the show.
Yeah.
So instead we had a countdown to Judgment Day reveals its newest member, which is very interesting because Edge has been teasing a lot on social media, like who it could be. Could it be Tommaso Ciampa? Could it be Corey Graves? Could it be Diddly D? All these various names. He had that promo a couple of weeks ago where he was name dropping a few people. Yeah. So there was lots of debate and this and the other and fan speculation. A lot of people thinking that Balor is going to be part of the group. Yeah. After all, I can't even think of the last time he's won on pay-per-view. It certainly isn't since he's been called up to the main roster. He did win in his NXT stuff. I think his last pay-per-view win was against Kyle O'Reilly, which I think says a lot about Finn Balor's run in WWE.
Absolutely.
So not a great run for Finn Balor.
Yep.
We nicknamed him Pin Balor.
Yeah.
Because the div keeps getting pinned.
Yes.
He's a bit crap. And... so it makes sense for him to join Judgment Day because the whole point of the group is finding these lost sheep and sort of Edge, this master shepherd, is just guiding them into the light and revitalizing people's careers. Yeah. Look what he's done for Damian Priest. Yep. Look what he's done for Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Ignore the fact that she got pinned last week. They won at the pay-per-view. Yeah. In a fair fight, the whole thing with Judgment Day has been about the numbers game. Yes. And in a fair fight at Hell in a Cell, they still won. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And Finn's the perfect sort of candidate for this. To be honest, Ciampa would have been a really good candidate for this as well. But Finn is a perfect candidate for this. It all seemed to make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of Finn joining the group.
Oh, absolutely. Because he needed something. Needed an injection in the arm to reboost his career. And then you've got a really interesting group here because you've got Edge possibly going for a world title, particularly because you need some big stars in this company at the moment.
Yeah.
So you've got Edge going for the world title. You could have Finn and Priest as a tag team.
Perfect.
And Rhea going after the women's title. Maybe even Finn and Priest going up back after that Universal Championship. The United States Championship. The championship that they have both held in the past.
Yeah.
Some really interesting stories in there.
Yeah.
But then for some reason, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, whose careers have been helped by Edge, said, now the problem with this group is you. and they turned on him and said, now this loser Finn Balor here, he's the guy to lead us to the promised land. And I was like, well, swerve, I guess.
Yeah. After they had one chat last night, they spoke to the loser of the fight they just had and went, you should be leading us. Not this winner over here.
Exactly, yeah, the guy that pinned Finn Balor at the pay-per-view. No, it's the guy that Edge pinned at the pay-per-view. That should be the guy to lead this group. And I don't know, I'm literally reading my notes here. Lol, they just broke up Judgment Day. And it's so funny because I think back to the conversation that Ollie and I had in the Hell in a Cell review.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong in sort of like my assessment of the Hell in a Cell match. Because I went into it and I was like, I don't really get what the story is here. The story is that, like, you know, the whole thing was that Edge and Rhea and Priest kept beating up AJ Styles because it was the numbers game. They kept beating him with the numbers game. So AJ needed to go and find some friends. And he found friends in Balor and Liv.
Yeah.
But then still Judgment Day won. And Ollie was looking, was like, yeah, because Edge is helping. Like, that's the whole point of this group, is that he is completely revitalized these guys.
Yeah.
And now they are much better than what they were. And they're much better at and stronger together as a unit than three randos who are coming together to try and beat them up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit like a spooky version of the Blackpool Combat Club, where the Regal and you know, now Wheeler Yuta joining them, and like now he's been elevated in a similar sort of way, and it's really effective as a storyline. Look, these guys are really important because I've made them really good, and now you do as an audience member go like, oh yeah, they are really good.
Yeah,
because you've told me how great they are, so yeah, I believe you.
And then a year down the line,
yep,
you could do this. Priest and Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor being like, we have now outgrown you, Edge.
Yes.
The students have become the masters, and then you do the big turn, and Finn Balor announces that he's the new leader there.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't do that. I mean, I haven't checked, but what, 4 weeks after they come together as a group?
Yeah, like all of them all together.
Yeah.
It was Backlash, so it's only been a month since they've all been together as a group, as a three.
Yeah.
And one chat was all it took.
I mean, for someone who has constantly called the crowd sheeple, Damian Priest is easily swayed.
The world's most fickle team.
Yeah.
You would never trust them.
And it's kind of like, and that's, you're right, like it's made them feel really lame.
Yeah.
Because they are just fickle children. Yeah. And it almost feels like, you know, 60-year-old men writing this script being like, well, these bloody millennials.
Yes.
Don't know their arseholes from their elbows and they just think they know everything. Generation me. Probably posting about this on the old Instantgrams and they're turning on the old guard.
Yeah, and with the lines like, you know, we don't like to be told what to do anymore. Why? I mean,
we're just going to do what Finn tells us to do instead.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
And it's kind of, I wasn't hugely into the Judgment Day group, only because I don't think they really established what the group was. Like 1 week, we reviewed the show where they were just spooky.
Yeah.
And they made lights, like Damian Priest won a match by turning on some lights with his mind. Did he lose that match?
I think, yeah.
Because the lights came on blue and then it went to commercial and they came back and the match was over.
Yes,
I think they might have said AJ won via purple.
Purple, yes.
And then the week after that, they magicked into a locker room to beat up AJ, I think it was.
Yep.
So they were like, they're magic, and then they weren't magic.
Yep.
And then Rhea Ripley was in a helmet, and then...
And now Does the magic powers, if they have, do they transfer over? Has Finn inherited magic powers? Was he always magic?
Well, I mean, he can turn into a demon, so
yep, this is very true.
Maybe he's actually the right person to be turning to. Maybe Rhea and Priest looked at it and said, "We're not magic enough. We're not turning into demons, Edge."
And Edge is just sitting there going, "It's just face paint."
He got on his arse at Extreme Rules last year. Don't follow him.
That's the most notable thing he's done since he came back.
In a whole year, the most notable thing he's done is fall on his ass because I think God interfered in a match on Roman's behalf. I think it was never fully discussed what happened there.
No, never was, no.
So yeah, I was never hugely into the group, but the group had quite a lot of potential also because like an invading faction and like growing numbers. I think it'd have been really interesting. And as I said, like adding members into it, going off. Certainly because Rhea Ripley at the end of this night won a fatal 4-way, so she's now challenging Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
They're going after gold now.
Yep.
You're gonna put, I was thinking like, oh, you could put Edge in Money in the Bank. Edge, this as a leader of a faction with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Perfect.
God, there was so many really interesting things to be done there.
Yep.
But nope, because, and I think this is because Cody's injured. I think Cody getting injured has made them change their plans, and they were like, oh man, we now don't have a top babyface on Raw because Cody is out. Randy is the most over babyface, but he's not always here because he's not quite on a part-time schedule, but like Roman Reigns gets to have 2 months off, so can't really rely on him to be there every single week. God, so's Edge. Yeah, why would you? So then they were looking at their list of babyface and they were like, well, it's got to be AJ, is it? Can't put AJ as a top babyface. Balor, you having a bubble? It's not going to be Balor, is it? I guess our only option here is to turn Edge babyface again after 8 weeks after he turned heel.
Yeah, why not turn Seth babyface? Because they basically, in the first...
You're right.
Yeah. Well, they basically did it, and then they went, oh no, actually.
Because we need to set up Cody for another feud when he gets back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get Seth Rollins again. Man.
Yeah.
When he came out and attacked Cody, and I was like, I bloody knew this feud would continue.
Infuriating. Because I genuinely thought, what a great idea. That is Seth. He is now... He's babyface. He can be babyface while Cody's gone, and that's a nice end to this feud. There's been respect out of this, and like there was, some. We'll go on to this like in full detail, but like it was perfect.
Yeah.
And then they went and decided they need to keep this fight going.
You have to keep this going. And like Seth versus Roman would have had some really interesting implications there. You don't have to change much about the Seth character either. It was this visionary type thing. People are already singing his entrance theme.
Yeah.
They were chanting "Thank you, Seth" at the pay-per-view because he was bringing out tables, doing what the Chicago crowd asked for.
Yeah.
Very easy to have been done that. But no, the decision was made here to... I mean, they didn't break the group up.
No.
Because Rhea Ripley was announced later as representing the Judgment Day.
Yes.
So they are still a faction.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess that this was done to write Edge off TV because they did this big beatdown angle. They did the Razor's Edge through the announcer's table. They did a concerto to him. They sort of like strangled him with... So this must take him off TV for a fair amount of time.
Yes.
And then he can come back and he can sort of feud with them. But like, and Brian Alvarez made this point about Backlash, which I do really agree with, that in that match, if you didn't see that match, which is when Rhea Ripley joined, she joined because she had this biker's helmet on. Yeah. And the commentators kept saying, who's that guy? What's he doing in the ring? What's he doing helping Edge? And then the big reveal is, oh, it was a lass all along.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's Rhea Ripley. Brian Alvarez made the point of just like, if you're going to reveal it's Rhea Ripley at the end of the segment, why'd you put her in a helmet? Because you just said it's her. You didn't need to do any of that. Because there's no mystery if you just tell us what the mystery is. He tells us what the answer is. There's no mystery there. And like he made the point, like you could have run this for a month.
Yeah.
Of like, who's this guy that's constantly interfering for him, and then done the reveal that it's Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing here. Like we mentioned earlier, you could have done this turn a year down the line, but they did this whole story in they didn't even do the story over a month. They did the story in one promo.
Absolutely. It started off like exactly how you'd imagine a post-win promo would be, which is, I mean, once again, like as a group, they haven't lost on pay-per-view at the very least. I don't think.
Well, no, yeah, because Edge. Well, they only had 2 matches because, like, Edge won. Edge beat Styles twice.
Yep.
And then they won at last night's pay-per-view. It's the first time they have wrestled as a group.
Yep. And they won. They got a 100% win record as a group.
Yeah.
And it started off, but that perfect sort of classic. We're coming out here and we're great. This is why we're great and we're doing really well.
New member.
Oh, look at this. He's a great guy. And what are you saying there, Finn?
I had to join Judgment Day because my career was going nowhere. And I had a chat with Damian Priest. Bonzo, mate. And then we decided that the problem with this group is she's also from Birmingham.
Yeah. Problem with this group is
we're from Judgment Day.
We're Judgment Day. I would love to see like a Brummy
joining.
But like literally, I mean, I joined this group. I mean, what are you joining the group for then? Otherwise, if you're not joining for the mentorship of Edge, you're just joining for a couple of buddies,
a couple of friends, I guess, which you had with AJ and Liv. Yeah, it was like, I would say I'm disappointed in the direction of this because I think that this was like, I can't even say that you told the story in one promo segment because you did it in half a promo segment because it was only the second half of it where they did this.
Yes.
I think this is an error. I think this is a panic booked thing. And I think this is, it's not going to be a detrimental thing, but I think it's something we'll look back on like at the end of the year and be like, oh, that was a disappointment.
Yes.
Or we'll look back at the end of the year and be like, do you remember Judgment Day? Remember when they were a faction?
I would not be surprised if by the next pay-per-view, but like they'll have one more pay-per-view match and then slowly we'll never see Judgment Day ever again. I would not be surprised because this is just a missed opportunity, I think, to tell some really good long-term storytelling. And it's just so much more interesting when something's told over a long period of time.
And people fighting over the leadership and things like that, like Balor trying to be like, he used to lead Bullet Club, being like, look, I've got experience in leading groups.
Yeah.
And he's trying to sort of worm his way into the leadership position. I think there could have been some really good story there.
Yep.
Well, let's not do that.
Yes.
I can reveal that the results are in, Sullivan, for the poll. 50% voted for what is this about? So
okay, well that's don't know what to say about that.
However, in the fight between Naan and Poppadom, 11% voted for Poppadom, 37% voted for Naan Bread.
That is unequivocal. That is that's decisive.
It's better than some prime ministers get. Damn.
I think I'm about to form a majority.
If you can't tell, Poppadom was my one. Ollie said to me yesterday, he said, you're a man of the people because I keep winning all the polls. Didn't win that one.
Yep.
Nope. Turns out I'm not one this time. Well, let's get into your Ultrachats. Join the conversation. WrestleTalk.com/support. Get your thoughts heard, and we will read out every single one of them above the $5 level. US, not Canadian or Australian. Don't want them. Charles Berg said, adrenaline in my soul, rip my tit, I'm Cody Rhodes. I really like Damian Priest's reasoning. Edge, we're all tired of being told what to do, which is exactly why we're going to let Finn Balor tell us what to do. Best moment of the show was Riddle telling Miz to whip it out.
That whole segment.
What a segment it was.
Oh,
Bacon Rasher, hey lads, I love you, but sorry, I'm with Fightful on this one. Much better with Balor than Edge for me. Edge cannot lead NXT 1.0. Let's get Ciampa in and it's all good. It's not an NXT group though.
No.
Like, I don't think this is not like an NXT invasion group. And also, like, I agree with you. Like, Fightful's point was that this is great for Balor because it's something it's something new for him.
Oh, yeah.
You can still do that with Edge as the leader. Like, there's still a different change of character.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. It is good for Balor, but, like, he needed to have a reinvention of his character. He didn't need to lead a group.
Edge just literally just cut all of his hair off for this group.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's completely changed his look and everything. Yeah. He's been built like this. Feels like this is Edge's pet project.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be the new Ministry of Darkness, and they're like, "Lol, nope." Back to being a baby. Get Metalingus up, lined up. Get out there on this day. You will go out there and be a babyface.
I hope the Ciampa does join the group, though. That'd be nice.
That'd be something for him to do. Bloody hell. Randomly.
He's just randomly beating people up.
What's he doing? Bacon Rasher adds, also, P.S. looks like over 50% is a great result, so Ollie needs to review his percentages. Hashtag JTJ Champ Sullivan. Right, DR. Hey, yo. Putting in the kayfabe hat here, Finn did mention that he and Edge defeated and was only stopped by Rhea's intervention. Finn did mention that he had Edge defeated and was only stopped by Rhea's intervention. Finn, being the founder of Bullet Club, could convince the Judgment Day that Edge was the weak link, at least physically. I think you're right, DR. Yeah. In a year's time. Yes. Part of my issue here is that we didn't need to do this right now.
Yes.
Could have done this further down the line.
Yeah.
Reaper 007 said, "This was a very unfortunate that this is the world we live in now. So much potential in the Judgment Day with Edge as the leader. Now this is possibly the downfall of the group."
Potentially.
Bad one, Jambeard. So basically, Edge was only heel in his feud with AJ and nothing else. Also, calling Edge as the weakness is weird, considering that Edge hasn't lost since all of this started.
Yep, absolutely, yep.
Also, Judgment Day and Edge would have been a decent feud for Cena when he returns.
Yeah.
That'd have been great.
Oh, I would have loved that.
There's two classic rivals from a period of time where I didn't like the product much. But hey, I might like it now. I like John Cena now.
Yeah.
The Jam 1 bad oh no, it's what we just did there. Ben Ashmore, turning Edge face was a joke. While the segment was great to watch and well performed, it stinks of pure desperation. Can you just imagine Vince going, "Oh no, Cody's injured. We don't have any top baby faces. Turn Edge face? Get effed, WWE. Create new stars."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, that's a constant criticism that will be possibly forever apt for WWE.
B3ans with some wonderful MyGM insider here. Looks like WWE paid $2,000 for a role change promo for Edge because their other specialist babyface got hurt.
Very good.
I see what you did there.
Very good.
Jokes aside, love what you guys are doing. I listen to the podcast more than I actually watch the product. Jam that jam. Sullivan is the best.
Oh, thanks.
Tails P said, the Prince is never not the leader of the club he's in. Don't have a blue's clue what AJ's going to do now.
That's another thing. AJ must have been sitting in the back going, "What?
Wait, what?
What was my friend?"
I thought.
Oh, well, all right.
Tails continues here. Liv will just keep losing until she wins Money in the Bank somehow. Jake Lloyd, why does WWE keep doing this cycle of crap? Why does WWE keep doing the cycle of crap television and then a surprisingly good pay-per-view? My favorite of all time is Edge, and now I couldn't care less about two jobbers plus Rhea judging others. Who is Finn to judge anyone after doing that on the floor at Extreme Rules? Jam that jam. It's a great point.
Yes.
Right, DR. Now taking off the kayfabe hat, Edge just probably wants to get some time off, and Finn is engaging as a heel. This is a decent Shyamalan-level twist.
Well, what Shyamalan?
Well, yeah, I mean, he says not lame like Signs, and not quite Sixth Sense level. So it's not. So if Signs is the worst,
right? Yeah,
and Sixth Sense is the best.
Yeah,
I guess it's so. I think what Rydier is saying, it's somewhere in the middle. So Unbreakable, maybe.
Yeah,
I guess.
Unbreakable. Yeah,
maybe.
Because the thing is, the problem with the Shyamalan scale, right? And we all know it. We all know it. We talk about it every day. Is that it's so heavily weighted down with the Avatar film and The Happening.
No, man, we're not.
Does nobody care about what happened to the bees? What was that about? That it's hard to say a midpoint between. Because the weight of the scale is all off.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Signs is for sure the worst.
Yeah.
It's about the Jolly Green Giant invading Earth and you're scared of water. 60% of the planet, mate. Did you not recon the place before you came here? And they can't get past wood.
I need to watch this. I've never actually watched Signs.
It's really good up until the ending. Up until the ending, it's a fabulous little movie. And then the end of it is like, is that what it is? Hold on, let's get a what? What? Where do we get to? Anyway, Right DR says, I must wonder where AJ goes from here. I think AJ will go the same direction that Liv Morgan went, which is that, oh well, I guess, I've got a main event to wrestle. Matt Straffenberger says, group wasn't broken up. Ripley got introduced in the main event as representing Judgment Day. Yes. I think we're just saying broken up the group because it's a...
You know what we mean.
Yeah, we know what you mean. Bacon Rasher said, sorry lads, PPS, there is no Cody, so hurry up and turn Edge face. WWE booked themselves into a corner as they have no other baby faces. What's a surprise, there's more rushed booking. Edge and I think should have stayed for at least a bit longer leading to that face turn. Completely agree with you. But I think Sullivan has kind of broken that point early by saying, you could have turned Seth face.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Everyone was on board. We all heard the crowd when he said, I respect you, and said the line about, Dusty Rhodes' baby boy. The crowd were really for it. They were,
This could have been his babyface moment.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it because, I mean, it took a little while to get there.
Yeah.
Nearly 10 minutes of this show went by before anything actually happened.
There was a lot of this happening throughout this show as well.
Yeah, it really was. Not as bad as last week. We were talking about that. There were people showing like the rundown of last week's episode where Liv Morgan made her entrance for a match. Then 20 minutes later, that match started because of various recap videos and backstage segments.
Could you imagine just waiting
Standing around for 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes is so long.
It's basically the length of an episode of Friends.
Yeah. With nothing to do.
Yeah.
You just what was she doing? Was she watching the Titantron?
The Titantron, I guess. 20 minutes. But it was 8 minutes into the show before Cody Rhodes actually said a word, because you had the various like announcements and stuff and video packages and highlights and this and the other, and then Cody doing his entrance. And Cody cut this, it's the Cody Rhodes promo.
Yep.
I've got a kid.
Yep.
I'm boo-hoo.
Yes.
My dad. Ow, my tit.
Yes.
And then he said, I am done with Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Which is the second time he has said that in different promos. And bloody Seth Rollins feud has continued.
Seth is like an ex who just won't get the picture that, you have broken up.
Yeah. Sullivan, can I just draw your attention to this in the chat here?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's from Kenneth. Best way to eat a curry is to scoop it up and throw it in the trash.
Kenneth. I've read a lot of YouTube comments in my life.
Yeah. I mean...
But that's the worst one.
I'm not one to do this, but more than likely, can we ban him? I'm kidding. Don't ban Kenneth. Actually do it. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He's just got a wrong opinion. And that's fine.
Can't ban people for bad opinions.
Can't do it, all right? We won't do it. It's not what we're here for.
So anyway, Cody cuts his promo, and in this promo, he also said, I want to win Money in the Bank, which is in July. It's in 4 weeks' time, and he's getting surgery on Thursday for a tour. His muscle fell off his bone, Sullivan. He's going to be gone for about 6 months. Yeah. And he's like, oh, that Money in the Bank briefcase, though, could be mine.
What's crazy about this is, like, at the moment, people were saying how, in fact, I saw your catch up on the Hell in the Cell as well, and, like, talking about how it's so torn, it's completely torn, so there's actually not a huge amount more that you can do to that particular injury, although you were saying obviously you can overcompensate and things like that.
Else.
But certainly with that injury, it's fine. But once you've had the surgery, you can totally destroy your muscle again.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible decision to put him in a match, unless he's not going to be touched.
Well, that's it. So, like, I wonder if they make the announcement, Cody is in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So he is one of the 8 participants of Money in the Bank. And then he gets attacked backstage. So you see him laid out backstage.
Yeah.
And then at the final point of the match is Seth Rollins is up at the top of the ladder, about to get the briefcase. It's the Mustafa Ali moment, about to get the briefcase down. Cody Rhodes' music hits. He gets distracted.
Yep.
Dee. Cody then goes up and he gets the briefcase down.
Yeah.
And that way you get Cody Money in the Bank. Cody can hold on to it and he can then just go and recover. But he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
Because otherwise, why mention that you want to win Money in the Bank.
It's very odd if he's not going to be involved in that match. It doesn't make any sense, in fact.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, also,
who knows?
Just let the man rest. So, Seth Rollins then comes out, and like you said earlier, he's like, look, I know this doesn't mean a lot coming from me, or from someone else, but your dad would have been proud of you.
Yeah.
And it was a very nice, touching moment. He's like, you've earned my respect after what you went through at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Great, great moment. And they shook hands, and that's it. A line under this.
Yep.
Never again do we need to do this feud.
Yep.
And then Cody Rhodes is making his exit, and Seth Rollins attacked him from behind. But
what would Cody do otherwise, Luke? There's no one else on the roster he could possibly wrestle.
I think since he's come back, he has wrestled Seth Rollins 3 times and The Miz twice. This is not what you do with a Cody Rhodes when you bring him over.
It's a crazy thing to do. Because why would you ever do this match again? Especially because Hell in a Cell, that was a really good match.
Great match.
Fantastic way to finish that feud.
Oh, such a great... And Hell in a Cell, it's the finale of the feud.
Yep.
Perfect way, like a great, visual metaphor to end off this feud. And it was an amazing match. Best of the trilogy.
Yep, absolutely. And I genuinely... It was one of my favourite Hell in a Cell matches in a long time. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it was, it had everything you want from a Hell in a Cell. Adam put it, I think, in the right way, which is like, there were moments that were hard to watch, which is exactly what Hell in a Cell should do. It's like, oh, this is too gruesome.
Yeah.
And they did that without like loads of blood or anything like that. It was just a really inventive way to do that. Great match, 2 great wrestlers, feud done, beautiful stuff.
But when Cody comes back, his first feud is Seth Rollins.
Yes, of course.
Terrific. Becky Lynch then took on Dana Brooke. This has been set up, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where they had a bit of a backstage altercation. Right at the start of this, all the 24/7 geeks ran down. Yep. And Dana Brooke pinned Tozawa to win back the title.
Right.
And Becky Lynch said that the only person winning championships when I'm in the ring is me.
Yeah.
So I want to fight you for that title now. I was like, oh no.
No.
There's no way this ends good.
No.
It's either a lame DQ finish.
Yep.
It's either Becky wins, and she's the 24/7 champion, or Dana Brooke pins Becky Lynch. I was like, I don't like any of these outcomes.
No. And once again, I feel like WWE, they make a decision like, okay, what about Becky versus Dana Brooke for the 24/7 title? They make that decision, and then they go, oh, there's no good outcome out of this. Well, why have we done? Well, there's nothing we can do about it now.
I've written it down.
I've written it down now.
To put it in pencil, it's in pen. It's in biro, damn it.
It's indelible. That's indelible. What do we do?
I wrote in my notes here because they had, I think, arguably the most competitive match in 24/7 championship history.
Absolutely.
And I was like, just roll her up, Becky. It's the most devastating move in the 24/7 division.
Always works.
And then what did Dana Brooke win with? Essentially a roll-up. Asuka came down. She caused a distraction.
Yep.
And in all of the melee and stuff, Dana Brooke kind of rolled her up, and Asuka held down Becky Lynch's legs.
Yep.
So Dana Brooke pinned Becky Lynch. Becky's all mad. Asuka's like, tee-hee-hee.
Yep.
Good way to continue their feud, I guess.
Yeah. You could have done it in so many other ways, but it's a way.
It's a way.
It's definitely a way.
I wouldn't say this because I've seen some people like, oh, Becky Lynch buried. No.
No. She's not buried. No.
Not a good segment.
No.
But not a buried at all.
She's still very clearly above that.
100%.
And like I didn't think, oh, this is now her level.
Yeah.
that's the thing. Nobody looks at that and goes, oh, Becky Lynch is worse than Dana Brooke now.
Yeah. Oh, no. Or she's in the 24/7 title picture, which would have been so much worse.
Oh, horrendous.
John Cena is coming back on June 22nd. There's no word on whether this is for a run or whether this is just for the one show.
Yep.
And then he's back off to Hollywood to make whatever film he's doing.
Yes. No one knows.
One of the sort of persistent rumors, or at least fan speculation, is to do John Cena versus Austin Theory.
Yep.
Which I quite like.
Well, that'd be great. He's called him out, as said he's his favorite wrestler, but also the one he wants to clobber.
And Vince McMahon apparently sees Austin Theory as not just a guy that you can build the company around, but like the next John Cena. So like, what a perfect person for him to go up against.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we got the MizTV segments. Do you want to take us through what happened here, Sullivan?
I don't know if I really can. You know why I can't? Because the two notes I have actually one of them I haven't even finished because I was so confused. And the one note that I've really written is, why is it when Riddle mentioned the Miz's tiny balls, the Miz looked down at his balls like his balls were becoming tiny?
Yeah, it was like, are they?
Oh, what?
Do I have small balls?
You know, Miz. Yeah. You know the size of them.
So this was Miz and Maurice came out to announce that Miz and Mrs. is premiering after this episode of Raw, deedly-dee, and then Riddle comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And Riddle decided to use this segment, this comedy segment, to be the moment he challenges Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
He sort of got serious for a moment to do that. And then back to comedy. Your balls. Or he's like, no, balls. Miz is like, balls?
Balls.
And Riddle's like, yeah, balls. And then the crowd are going, balls, balls, balls. It felt like a huge step down for Matt Riddle here. I was like, bloody hell. Let's keep him away from this cack, shall we?
Why?
He could have been one of your top baby faces. Don't put him with The Miz.
You could have done a backstage segment. You could have
The Usos had a match next.
Which Riddle came down afterwards in as well.
Yeah. I don't know why he was here for this. And then Ciampa showed up. Ciampa showed up and attacked Riddle. And then I'm like, oh, let's have a match. I'm in a tuxedo. And his pants got ripped off. And then I'm like, what the hell's happening? And Riddle won. I was like, well, I don't know what any of this achieved, but okay.
Oh yeah. And thank God we've got Ciampa coming in. What's his shtick at the moment? Just beating people up randomly on behalf of other people?
Is he like a hired gun for Theory and Miz?
I guess so.
Because Austin Theory sort of like not hired him, but sort of like had him as a goon to go up against Mustafa Ali last week.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's done that for him. He's done this, I guess, for the Miz.
Guess so.
What is going on?
If this is a way to start like a little mini feud between Ciampa and Riddle, bearing in mind that Riddle is going after the world title, that feels like a massive elevation of Ciampa.
Yeah.
That I am all in for.
100%.
I have a feeling, however, that this was just to get The Miz to accept a match.
Yes, I think so too.
They were sort of like, well, how can The Miz accept a match when he's in the tuxedo? Let's just say Ciampa. And then they're like, you've done it again. You just done it again, haven't you?
It's a very, very odd thing. Also, I think you're right, because I think that's the way it's going, because like in all of this, Ciampa is a silent partner who just sort of does a bit of fighting and then goes away. Like there's no character coming from Ciampa in these situations, which is mad because he's so good.
So great. Maybe we should have put him in Judgment Day.
Yes.
So then we got The Miz versus Riddle. I didn't make this point in my edited review, but Miz does have a good track record of wrestling people in a suit.
Oh, really?
He beat Damian Priest when he was wearing a suit.
Unbelievable.
With his trousers round his ankles, he pinned Damian Priest.
Fantastic.
I think people often forget that. It was last year in the Thunderdome era. Damian Priest's only loss on TV for a long time was when he was pinned by The Miz with his trousers round his ankles.
What a company.
They're the number one company in the world.
Oh my.
Yeah, Riddle pulled down his trousers.
Yep.
And then he won.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's the right winner.
Oh, you're right, Sullivan. When you're right, you're right. He was the right winner.
Yeah. It's so confusing, this segment.
Was it really?
just why it was all happening is so bamboozling to me. I don't even know what I could possibly say about it, because it's just so much that doesn't make sense watching it. Why? No, but why?
Yeah.
No, but why are you here?
Just Renier. Not sure that's the best build for Roman versus Riddle. But hey, at least he won.
Even having the Usos would have been there.
Well, that's exactly it, because the very next segment was the Usos versus Street Profits, Championship Contenders match. Great match.
Brilliant.
As well you'd imagine. Also thrilled to watch the Usos wrestle someone other than Matt Riddle.
Yes.
Delightful scenes.
Absolutely.
And problem is, this match was great for reminding you how great the Street Profits are.
Yeah.
So, huge thumbs up there. The finish was a bit lame, which was just one of the Usos got counted out.
Yeah. It's
he's a bit thick. That's it.
He was far away.
Yeah, because what happened is that Montez Ford was on the outside, was by the barricade, and one of the Usos was out there. I'm not sure which one it was. And Montez Ford is sort of like, I'm a bit dazed by the barricade. And Jimmy or Jey Uso goes to super kick him, and Montez Ford ducks out of the way, and the Uso falls over the barricade. Montez Ford slides into the ring, and like he beats the 10 count.
Yeah.
If Jimmy and or Jey had hit that super kick, they still would have been counted out because they would have been out there doing the move when the referee counted 10. So either way, they were going to get counted out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Not a great finish.
No.
But the Street Profits won by a count out, so they're going to get a tag team match down the line.
Yep.
It's different from RK Bro, so I'm on board for this. But then, you made the point. Riddle then came down to celebrate with the Street Profits afterwards. Yeah. I'm like, why didn't you just do the big challenge to Roman there?
Yeah.
Being like, by the way, I'll see you on Friday because I'm challenging Roman Reigns to the Universal Championship. And he's just being like, oh man, we're going to have to go back and tell the old boss man this.
Yeah.
Fired up Riddle, especially if the Profits had pinned them.
Absolutely.
And, they were running scared. And then you could have done something amazing there, as opposed to a segment where the Miz's pants fell down.
When you put two options in front of you like that.
Well,
we've got this segment. It all makes sense. It builds up the match.
Takes it very seriously.
Takes it very seriously. Very interesting. And it builds up the Street Profits as well. They really deserve it. They're great wrestlers. Yeah, fantastic. There's going to be a good feud between them and the Usos. But then we've also got Mrs. Pants falling down.
And we do have to promote Miz and Maurice. They've got their TV show after this.
And the only way we can do that is by having his pants fall down.
I can't see any other way of us solving this problem.
Cut the other stuff. We're just sticking with the pants. Riddle, you go down afterwards.
Bobby Lashley came out for a promo. Austin Theory quickly interrupted. Like, he was again very much like drawing a line under the Omos MVP feud. I ran up and was I'll believe that when I see it. I thought that Cody said the same thing with Seth, Bobby. Thankfully, that feud isn't continuing.
Yes, yeah.
I would have put money on that they would have had a fourth match there, or
100%.
fifth match there. Only is. Austin Theory came out instead.
Yeah.
And kind of very badly written promo where he was like, I've got muscles.
Like, terribly written promo where imagine going up to Bobby Lashley and going, look at my muscles, Bobby. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's an enormously muscle. Like, when you look at Bobby Lashley, he is just muscle. There's not an ounce of body fat on him. And yes, Austin Theory is also incredibly muscular. But you're not as muscular as Bobby Lashley because very few are.
Yeah.
And that's... I don't understand why every single champion seems to not only think, but also get the stipulation that if someone wants to face them for the title, they have to beat them first. You've beaten all these people who are, you've been Universal Champion. All the other.
I mean, Bobby, former WWE Champion,
Yep.
I think twice.
Yep.
I he's just pinned Omos a handful of times. Like, you put him into a title match. But
Yeah,
Austin Theory's like, no. And, I mean, Bobby suggested they have a match. Theory said no. I guess that's our next title program.
Yep.
I don't know how you get out of that with Theory retaining the title.
No.
They don't want to keep the belt on him.
Absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely want to keep the belt on him. I mean, like, because you only really want to have Theory lose the title once he's going into the main event program, basically.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think what they're going to have to do is some kind of shenanigans or something, because like, Lashley's just so dominant.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless...
You made him this sort of unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Dominik Mysterio took on Veer Mahan.
Yep.
Ray caused the DQ.
Yeah, odd.
Yeah.
Strange.
I've got nothing else to add to this.
No, I mean, I was surprised that Veer kicked out one at the Frog Splash.
But that was a cool moment.
Yeah. But there's not a huge amount to say.
No. These lads have been feuding since the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah. When they started the recap thing and it said 2 months ago.
We are still at square one.
This is only the beginning of their feud. Oh my goodness!
We pissed on Judgment Day for telling too much story in one promo.
Yep.
Here,
this is long-term story. It's long-term booking right here.
Then we got that Judgment Day segment.
Yep.
Then Omos beat Cedric Alexander in a match that was so quick. I wrote down my notes, looked at the screen, and the match was over.
I'd sort of, it was like a recap bit before this, and so I was like, just skipping through that, and then I was like, oh, this is the beginning of that's the end of the match. It was what, 3 seconds, 4 seconds? I mean,
it was very quick. He just hit the tree slam and won. So poor Cedric. And it's not like that feud is continuing either, like the Cedric MVP things, because afterwards, rude Kevin Patrick is just like, never mind that, here comes Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And they come up being like, hey, we're Dolph Ziggler, we're the Dirty Dogs. We're the Dirty Dogs. And cut a babyface promo. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess you're good guys now. And all that NXT stuff you did, which I had done. Got into the office today. This is legit no joke. Mm-hmm. I was recapping to Ollie what happened on Raw. And I said, oh, by the way, the Dirty Dogs are back and they're baby faces. And Ollie said to me, he's like, weren't they on SmackDown? And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure they were on Raw, but they were definitely baddies. And then Andy said he was NXT champion. I was like, oh yeah, he was NXT champion, wasn't he? Braun Breaker beat him on the Raw after Mania.
Strange.
But anyway, so these rude men.
So rude.
Interrupted Omos's victory.
Yeah.
So they could be like, well, hey, we're good guys now. And MVP walked up and said, you're rude.
Yeah. And we're meant to be on the Dirty Dog side?
I guess
what
so.
do you mean?
Yeah.
No, they're rude.
And then rather than apologise to MVP like they should have done, they kicked him, which I thought was even ruder.
It's the rudest thing they did that day. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Dirty Dogs are also baby faces, and they're feuding with Omos. Meltzer was saying that apparently it's because Omos needs to get better, and what better way to get better than to wrestle Dolph Ziggler? Yeah. Because dude has been doing the WWE style now for so many years. Yes. He can do it in his sleep.
Yes.
And will do it really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really, really great.
Ezekiel took on Otis. I thought this would be more competitive than it was, considering how much they protect Otis, but he won in 90 seconds. Yeah. Ezekiel, that is.
Unbelievable. Strange match.
I don't like. He just came off that loss against Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell, which was a weird match anyway, because Kevin Owens was like, I'm going to beat you so much you'll prove that you're Elias. And then he won, and I was like, I'm off. And then he just left and was like, haha, I won. And then here, Ezekiel just won. And then he challenged Owens to a rematch. I'm like, but why?
Why?
Kevin Owens is like, the only way I'll accept this is if you admit that you're Elias. And so Ezekiel says, all right, I admit it. I am Elias. Kevin's like, I told you.
Yep.
And then Elias is like, lol, I lied, but I got my rematch.
What's going on? I'll tell you what, I did like the line, I was a little too zeked up for the match at Hell in a Cell. I really enjoyed that. The thing is, right, is that I'm torn about this because Kevin Owens does so well.
So awesome.
He's so good in these that I want him to do other things because he's great. But he's really funny. He's
very, really very funny. And he's so funny. And like he is one of those people that, because this again is a storyline since the Raw after Mania. Yeah. 2 months this storyline's been going on for, and I feel like we are still at square one.
Yes.
Maybe square two.
Yeah.
Because they've only just had the match, which Owens won. But like I feel that this is a story that does not have an end goal.
Yes.
Ollie described it on the on the Hell in a Cell review yesterday as the smoke in Lost.
We'll work it out.
We'll figure that out when we get to it. And I think that's what it is. If you asked Vince McMahon now, is he actually Elias? He'd be like, I don't know. Maybe.
You tell me.
You tell me, Bruce. Is he? And Bruce is like, I don't know. I've got a podcast to record.
Yeah, they don't know whether they're going with this at all because this doesn't need a second match.
No.
It didn't actually technically ever need a match.
Oh, really? Actually, it kind of didn't in a way, unless there was a stipulation where it was like, you have to show a paternity test or something at the end or whatever. But yeah, this is like, it's Raw GM.
Yep.
They won't know until they get to it.
Yep.
Which means he's probably Hornswoggle. And then we got what I thought was a terrific main event. A fatal 4-way for the number 1 contendership to Bianca Belair.
100%.
Bianca Belair was out there. Wants to do commentary.
I had the exact same note. Why didn't they have Bianca on commentary?
Wouldn't have been so much better than her just sitting there being like, that was good.
Oh, look at that.
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good spot, that.
What was going on? I don't understand. Why not have her on commentary? She's sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
Give her a microphone.
You could probably reach the headset from there.
Easy. Just
She's a great talker.
Yeah.
She'd have been wicked on commentary, talking about each of them individually and what she's scouting for each of them.
Well, that's the interesting thing as well. You can sort of put it in the audience's mind that, like she has opinions on all of these different wrestlers, and that's really interesting. That's all of the different contenders, and try and make each potential match interesting so that when you're watching the match, you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Because I felt pretty clearly that Rhea was going to win this going into it because of all of the stuff talking about the women's championship before with Damian Priest. But it would have been nice to be like, oh, I don't know, not sure. And that happens if you start talking up all of the different contenders through your champion. Definitely.
Yeah. This was Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Doudrop, who was there to take the pin.
Poor Doudrop.
Poor Doudrop.
She doesn't deserve this.
She doesn't, does she? Because she's wicked.
She's really great.
She's so great. And Liv Morgan is so great.
Yep.
And Alexa Bliss is so great. And Rhea Ripley's so great.
Yeah, they're all
And I'm looking at all four of these. I'm like, man, what a stacked old little four-way you've got here.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact you've also got Nikki ASH on the outside there. A little bit of a character rebrand, and you're away you go with her. You got Bianca Belair as your champion. You got Becky Lynch and Asuka also on the cards. Man, you got a really good division here.
Yeah.
But poor Doudrop never felt like the threat in this match that she should do, because I think they've almost they've given up on her so much that she's just a body there to take the pin.
Yes.
And I think that's a massive shame. And also Liv did not look all that bothered about the Finn Balor thing. She just made her entrance as per normal and was just hey, I'm Liv Morgan.
And then having a nice time.
And then Rhea Ripley made her entrance. And she's got Edge's logo in her name bar because this was not thought out.
Oh dear.
But thankfully, like a lot of things in WWE, the storylines are bobbins. But once the wrestlers just do a wrestle, magic happens.
Really good.
Loved this match.
Yeah.
This was an awesome main event. I thought everyone looked great, apart from poor old Doudrop. But even when Doudrop got to do her stuff, when Doudrop got to when she did that senton on the outside, amazing.
Fantastic.
So Alexa Bliss's skeleton was going to fly out of her mouth. It was so great. But in the end, Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide on Doudrop and got the win. Great match that is.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair goes all the way back to NXT. Some really interesting stories you could tell there. I think the right person won here.
Yes.
And I think the others going into Money in the Bank, I think is really, really cool.
Yeah, it could be a very exciting match that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, any one of those three... I don't know who... I don't think they've announced anyone else who's going to be in the Money in the Bank.
They haven't announced anyone yet, which I would have thought they probably would have done on this show had it not been for the Cody thing, because I think they were just right, we need to use this episode to just reset a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Money in the Bank next week.
Yes, so it'll be those three, probably Asuka, Becky.
Yeah, I could see them. I could definitely see them in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
If it's 8, I think it was done last year, say 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown, you probably have Becky, Asuka, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss, I reckon. Probably won't be Doudrop, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's your 4 there. And then SmackDown depends on who Ronda's fighting for the title over there, I guess. Because they've got a 6-pack challenge or something this coming Friday.
Right. So we'll see who's going to be the rest.
Exactly, yeah. And the others that don't win are in the match.
Yes, yeah.
So that was it. I gave it 3 out of 5 on in the edited review. I don't really know why. The wrestling was good. It was a wacky old show.
Yeah, it was very wacky. There was a lot of segments where I don't know what's going on here. But you know what? I was entertained throughout. And
yeah,
I'll give it that. 100%.
Yeah.
And there was some good wrestling in there as well.
It certainly went by quicker than some episodes of Raw did.
100%.
So, give it credit where it's due. And yeah, it was the panic book episode of Raw.
Yes.
Of uh-oh. And, this is what happens when you put all of your eggs into one basket. If that basket breaks, you're like, oh no, we need other baskets. So what they then do is just let's get 10 baskets. But then when that one basket gets repaired, you're like, smeg off those 10 baskets. We've got our basket back.
Burn those baskets.
That's exactly it. Don't need them. Smack them off. Just push them off a cliff. We've got our one shiny basket again. All the eggs back in. Hope it doesn't break again.
You're unbreakable, basket.
Your boob won't fall off. Oh no, it has again. Quick, get those baskets back.
Who burnt those baskets? Was it you?
Is it you, Bruce? You big idiot. Anyway, let us know what you thought of the show in the live chat or in the comments down below. And let's shout out some very, very special people, Sullivan.
Yes,
so
indeed.
I'm going to bring this over here so we can both have a read of this. Because we need to shout out our $25 and more Pledgehammers over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk who have supported this show and WrestleTalk in general. Some very exciting stuff. The poll, I believe, has now gone live for WrestleTalk Extra. So let's have a quick look, see, because I actually haven't seen what is in the poll yet. Please be Slammiversary 2005. Please be Slammiversary 2005. Yes, TNA Slammiversary 2005. Yes.
What was the...
And it's not winning the poll. No. That's the one where Raven subs in for X-Pac, who no-showed the event.
Amazing.
And then he won the NWA World Championship.
Incredible.
And it was, I mean, I was just on the cusp of becoming a massive TNA fan.
Yeah.
And then that happened. I was like, oh, it's the greatest company in the world. And I was a loyal TNA fan up to about 2011 or so.
Incredible.
Because I got hooked on the show. Also, it's the TNA debut of Samoa Joe versus, would you Adam Eve it, Sonjay Dutt, who he's currently feuding with in AEW.
Wow. Oh, that's great. Who is winning?
So currently winning is Capital Punishment from 2011, which is John Cena versus R-Truth for the WWE Championship.
Oh, come on, do Slammiversary 2005.
Yeah. Also featured on this card is an IC title match with Ezekiel Jackson versus Wade Barrett.
You know, you see? That's not selling it to me. I want Slammiversary.
Why is that winning?
I don't know why that's winning. I guess R-Truth versus John Cena is that's an interesting point in time.
Maybe, but guys, it's Raven.
He's gonna do something.
He is, and he bloody wins as well, and it's a great show. Shark Boy. Okay, so this was the show I used to show to my friends.
Yeah.
Like when they were like, "Oh, what's this TNA thing?" I was like, "You sit down, you watch Slammiversary 2005 with me," because it opens with this X Division 6-way match.
Yeah.
And it's got Shark Boy and Amazing Red, Zach Gowen with his one leg doing wrestling and stuff, and Shark Boy is in this match and pushed as the one pushed in there because he was in a lawsuit against, I think, Universal Studios over Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Incredible.
Over, because he's like, I own that name.
Yeah.
And they were like, but our movie. And he's like, no. And I want to know more about that. And I can do that research if I get to win the poll. So
yeah.
It's currently third at the moment with 18% of the vote. And Capital Punishment's out in the lead with 35%.
I don't know if you're going to move the needle on that. That's going to be difficult.
I mean, 3 out of the 4 comments are all saying to vote for TNA. So go over there, patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Go vote for TNA.
Yeah.
While we shout out these $25 backers and more. Avan Argy Bargy, Margie Pargy.
$100 man, CD Halver.
Angelic, Angelo Mercado.
Spider-Man's greatest villain, Dr. Dark 7.
The Kessel Run, DX Solo.
Double L, Liam Leonard.
Double L. Mad Mac, The Meat Father.
Abominable Michael Abbott.
Super Kick, Nick Mazesko.
Ryan Disco Stewart.
AA Ron Turner.
And the roller coaster Robert Acosta.
Beautiful stuff. I've met a handful of those people because we do our Patreon calls with some of our high rolling backers.
Yeah.
And they are wonderful, wonderful human beings.
Oh, fantastic.
I had a lovely chat with Mad Mac a few weeks back. Me and Adam had a great old chat with him. Nice guy.
Oh,
And
lovely.
DX Solo is a tremendous, tremendous human being.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, well, let's get into the rest of your... no, I've closed the wrong thing. Let's get into the rest of your Omega chats. Can you fill for time for me, Sullivan?
Absolutely. I'll fill for time.
I've got it, it's fine.
There we go. Telling you a story. Yeah.
You did just a minute for a second.
In 1933,
Good game, that.
Oh, good game.
J Reaper 007. Fantasy booking. What if this is all done to think that AJ and Liv now have a new ally with Edge to take down his new Judgment Day, then all to be swerved when Edge turns on AJ and Liv and rejoins Judgment Day, and they never actually kicked him out?
All right.
I mean, people said that this was a Vince Russo level swerve of like, you certainly made a choice there. That is certainly making a choice.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
That is a pure Vince Russo thing of like, the swerve is actually the swerve.
You know what, though? It did go through my mind. Is it in 2 weeks' time? For no discernible reason.
Just back with them. Danny G said, "Hi guys, this is an odd booking decision, but I'm happy if it means giving Balor something to get his teeth into. As a 40-year-old veteran, putting him in with a plucky upstart 39-year-old priest, he can teach him and Rhea the ways of the world." I do forget how old Damien Priest is. Not old because he's
not actually old.
No.
But still, he's a lot older than... Hey, he looks, well done, Damien Priest. You look great.
Absolutely.
But also, you just don't think... You think of him as a young man.
That's exactly it. Like, I've made this point a few times on podcasts before because it's still something I can't quite get my head around. He's older than Cody Rhodes. Isn't that mad?
Yes,
Isn't
absolutely.
that insane?
Yeah.
You think how long ago Cody Rhodes was in WWE?
Yeah.
And then all of the stuff he's done in New Japan and AEW and Ring of Honor, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, and he's younger than Damien Priest.
Unbelievable.
It seems insane to me, but it's true. Lex Simham Now Simham B said, "Silver lining, hopefully they can use Metalingus again."
Yeah.
Or maybe Edge, AJ, and Liv form a faction. The core to Ballast Nexus.
That's the feud. That's what we want.
That's what we want. The core.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I was such a huge mark for the Nexus, and I wanted them to be good, that when Barrett formed the core with the other members that Nexus got kicked out, I was like, that's good work. And then they had that t-shirt, which was their logo in diagonal letters on a black t-shirt. I'm like, it's rough start, but still good. Like,
It's still good.
We could do the core versus Nexus. I'll be into it. Didn't happen.
Oh, dear.
Gabriel Reyes, do you think it's too early to have Belair drop the title, or too early to have Judgment Day lose a big match? Wouldn't mind Rhea becoming champion and Liv winning Money in the Bank, then struggling to cash it in because Finn and Priest keep interfering. So yes, it's a good point actually. Yeah, do you have Belair lose a big match?
I don't feel like
drop the belt, but
yeah, I don't feel like this is the time where she's going to drop. I feel like she's going to drop. If she's going to drop the belt, it's going to be at SummerSlam. I feel like it's going to be a big one of the big four pay-per-views.
You could always just do this as a DQ finish here.
Yeah, definitely.
Do a rematch down the line. Hannah Allen with some Australian dollars says, "Hello, lovely gents. I'd sworn off episodic WWE TV. However, I never miss a WrestleTalk No Rolls Barred partsFUNknown product. Just reliable, fun, premium weekly content. So much love. Anyways, a little raw curious this week. I checked out and... yeah, it's not for me. LOL, hashtag jam that damn, hashtag Joe and bro. Joe no bro.
Oh, Ollie Davis would be absolutely fuming.
Well, no, he'd be very thrilled with that.
Oh, Joe No-Bro.
Joe No-Bro. She doesn't like Silver Bro. She's a Golden Joe girl.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my brain is still a bit tired from Hell in a Cell.
She's a Golden Joe.
You're crazy. Golden Joe is the biggest heel in CBW. I don't care that Jurgen Flopp is a murderer. I don't care. He is the biggest heel in CBW.
I watch it back so much because it makes me laugh. Like, I bust a gut laughing. But the promo code line from episode 3 is like, it's the funniest thing that's ever happened in CBW.
Yes.
It's Rosie's reaction of, "You're a monster."
I think it's the best line. I think it's the best line I've ever heard in any role-playing game.
It's incredible scenes. It's so good. I mean, if you go back and watch, I've just got my head in my hands because of what he said. And I was laughing so much. I was honestly in tears of laughter. I didn't see how much Tom was selling it as well.
Yeah.
Like, Oh my God, it was tremendous.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and watch it again in a second.
Yeah.
Andrew the Last Airbender said, I absolutely loved Becky challenging for the 24/7 title. It continues on with her losing her mind during the Bianca Mania feud. She's so desperate to win a title, any title, even one that holds less value than the one Adam gifted Sullivan on Sunday. Support each other.
What do you mean? I got the best one. I got the good one.
Look, it's there on the floor.
Yeah, it is. This is a secret hiding place for it.
Right, yeah. Dude, as soon as I saw Doudrop in the main event, I instinctively said, oh no, please not again. I love the person and wrestler behind Doudrop, but I need a bit more time until I'm ready to see her face Bianca again. Love you guys. It's okay, right, yeah, she was never going to win.
Yeah.
Benjamin Melton, I'm surprised at your reaction to the show. It's one of my favourite episodes of Raw in a while. Now Seth wins Money in the Bank, and when Cody comes back, he wins the Rumble. Seth will have the WWE title by then. Also, the Maurice reaction was great. Benjamin, I think there was some good within this show. There was a wacky old episode.
Oh, no hate. It's not. I don't hate this show at all.
No.
It was just wacky.
It was wacky.
Yeah.
Some bad stuff on the show, but there is every week. It's a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could see Seth winning Money in the Bank. However, this is where we come into a bit of a conundrum with this, because when I see people are fancy booking Money in the Bank, things like that, it's like, oh, maybe Seth can just win the WWE Championship and Roman keeps the Universal Championship. I'm like, if I'm a WWE wrestler and if I'm trying to pin Roman, I'm going to get both of those belts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than just winning one of them.
Yes, absolutely. And to be honest, they should just clear all this up by just making it one belt.
Yes.
Just make it one belt. Make the tag belts one belt. Just do that.
Yep, I think that'd be a much, much better idea.
Yes.
Yeah, also, do I want Seth as champion for Cody to come back and win the Rumble and face him?
No.
I'm still kind of clinging on to Roman, because I think it's still going to be Roman versus Rock for the title. I still think that's the direction they want to go. I think Roman's champion for the rest of the year.
I could easily see that. Easily see that happening.
Riot DR, for this week's rant, Cedric deserves better. My opinion on Omos side, Alexander is immensely talented, has a sweet finisher, and legit lost 30 pounds just for a chance in this company, and he gets no entrance and is crushed in under 30 seconds. Sigh. Hello, Sullivan.
Hello. Yes, I agree. I agree with all that.
Carlos Williams. Hey guys, what do you think Liv is missing to reach the next level? Also, could you do your Drew accent? It's a highlight for me. Jam that jam.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, I'm all sweaty. It's difficult to do. It's yeah. There's something about watching a Drew McIntyre match and doing that voice when Drew McIntyre does anything that is so funny.
What do I think Liv needs? A push.
Yeah.
That's all she needs, because she is awesome.
Yeah.
And she's improved leaps and bounds in the last 6 months. And I think that Becky feud did wonders for her and her position on the card as well.
Yeah.
She just needs the company to give it that push.
Yeah, 100%. I think she's the best candidate actually for Money in the Bank.
She'd be a great Money in the Bank holder as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I realize that I've now been blinded by the awesomeness of Kevin Owens. We need to bring a close to this feud with Ezekiel. What is the end game? Is the punchline that he is Elias, or is he really his younger brother? Just write an ending. Thank you, WrestleTalk. Jam that jam. Blakey said, next week, Ciampa will say, I did it for The Miz.
I would love it if he did.
If he did. I would be like, well, this is the greatest push I've ever seen in WWE. They've nailed it. I was really worried about what they were doing with it, but nope, they had a plan all along. Yep. He's the new Rikishi.
He starts doing the stink face.
The champ face.
Perfect.
Alex Jordan. I'm still laughing at how many times Sullivan said, there's a censored word in the live review Sunday. What word were you saying that's 5 stars, not 5 asterisks?
I don't know what I said.
Because most of the big ones are 4.
Yeah.
When you think of an F, an S, a C, they're all 4s. You didn't say a C, did you?
No, I didn't say a C.
Oh, no. A few Fs.
A few Fs,
few Fs and
probably.
Jeffs.
Yeah, Fs, Jeffs.
S's.
Chefs.
Yep.
But I can't think of one that...
A 5?
A 5? Well, we'll work it out at some point, I'm sure.
I mean, and I can say this to you now that we're doing this stream together. I went back and I watched your reactions to Cody revealing his jacket.
Yeah.
And because, and this happens on live streams, you're not listening to the commentary and you missed like the links that they do.
Yeah.
Neither of you had a clue that Cody was injured going into the match. You hadn't seen the report or everything. So you're there going like, is that makeup? Is this just one big work? And the chat's going nuts being like, guys, it's real. Look at the chat. Adam sat there trying to read the computer going, yeah, the chat's saying.
They're saying something.
And Adam's on his phone being like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. And you're going like, I mean, if it's makeup, it's going to come off pretty quickly in the match.
Absolutely. I was so confused because it just seemed so unbelievable that they would let him wrestle in that kind of condition. But they did. They did.
Anyway, so Alex Jordan, I'm still laughing at how many times Sullivan said something in his live review Sunday. But about Raw, I just feel that WWE is the only promotion that's going to have the most weird spots and celebrate them on Twitter. Yeah. Very much so. Tails Pete, I really wanted Becky to win, only for Asuka to miss her and Dana Brooke to win the belt back. Remember when Ciampa changed his theme because he was turning babyface? Cody is hurt. If only WWE had some kind of developmental to push a new guy to the moon. Yeah, that's a very true point. Yep. Let's get the rest of these. On the subject of Nan versus Poppadom. Blind Raw, Nan, Poppadom. Have you tried Puri? It's the best of both worlds.
I don't know what this is, and it confuses me.
Hold on.
Puri?
Apparently it's, well, I mean, they say it's for breakfast. Like it's puri.
It's the best of both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow, then you rock out the show, as Hannah Montana once said. And I think that says...
Yeah, it's eaten for breakfast or as a snack with a light meal. Not sure I'd say a curry is a light meal.
No, not at all.
I'm sticking with me poppadoms.
I'm sticking with Manan.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
At least we agree that it's Peshwari or nothing.
Yes. 100%.
Hundo P.
Yeah.
A Wood said, not Raw related, but I've been a viewer since the roller coaster WrestleMania. I think it was 2017. Just wanted to share the news that I've just found out I am going to be a DAD. Super excited. Love you guys. Jam that jam. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
You are in for quite the roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's reached that point in the show. 10 Russer. Guys, bravo for watching this terrible train wreck show. Need a WrestleTalk wrestling style show like the Special One TV show. Like the Special One TV puppet show with your incredible accents. Just booked my flight to Dublin from here in Melbourne. Still offering a round on me in London.
Oh, well, yeah, if you come along in London.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes, I think that was it was like a Spitting Image style.
Oh, right.
Puppet show that had about football people. I never actually watched it, but we could definitely make our own.
I think we should.
We've all got the puppetry skills.
Oh, absolutely.
We've all got the accent skills.
My favourite show to watch with the kid at the moment is this co-pro between the BBC and the Muppet Factory called the Furchester Hotel.
That sounds fantastic.
It's got Elmo and Cookie Monster in it, and it's just the wackiness that happens inside this hotel.
Incredible.
And the different Muppets that come to stay.
I love it.
I absolutely adore it. It's really, really fun.
Big fan.
Tin Rosa continues, lads, get excited for Dynamite and Dominion coming up on the road to Forbidden Tour, and in turn the G1 and Wrestle Kingdom. Sorry, I can't bring myself to care about WWE. Good matches, but damn, it's not good. Money in the Bank at SummerSlam need something big.
Mm-hmm.
Nate says, would you rather stand around and wait in the ring for 20 minutes like Liv, or be tickled for 1 4 minutes?
Rather wait in the ring for 20 minutes.
I couldn't have done it.
Honestly, it took me seconds to realise just how long a minute was.
Try watching it.
Top quality content.
I'm so ticklish. I couldn't have done it. I would have just sworn so much.
Oh, well.
Because my wife does it to me, and I proper tense up, and I got to fall to the floor, curl up. I can't deal with it.
Yep.
I'm awful. Luke, what's your opinion on the Sullivan character in 2K22? It still haunts my dreams.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't seen it yet.
Yes, you need to see that.
Tyler Robertson, do you see Cody filming a reality TV show or a behind-the-scenes film for WWE while he's recovering? Road to Recovery is my working title. 100%. Well, actually, no, they don't really do WWE documentaries on the network anymore.
No.
Do they not do this? They're not doing like 365 and 24 and all that sort of stuff. Do they still do those?
I think they do.
Yeah?
I think they do, because I think I saw something on Mustafa Ali semi-recently.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay. Oh, look, he's chatting about being himself.
Yeah. I mean, if they are still doing those sorts of things,
yeah,
absolutely. I think that is a tremendous idea.
Yes.
Do you know what's also a tremendous idea, Sullivan?
What's that?
Subscribing to this channel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to give the floor to you. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you indeed. Yes, me and Rosie Nichols from Neurosbard and also CBW as well. We have just launched our Kickstarter only yesterday, and it's gone very well.
It's gone very well indeed.
Very nicely. And I implore you all to go and support us. The show is called Grubby Little Mitts, and if you go to Kickstarter, I think our URL is unbelievably long.
Yeah, it's kickstarter.com/projects/Grubby Little Mitts /Get Nichols and Brown to the Edinburgh Fringe.
I'll put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. But yeah, we're doing very nicely at the moment, and it'd be great if we can get to the total real quick and fund our way to the Edinburgh Fringe.
You're not that far away. Within 24 hours.
It's quite remarkable, actually, yeah, because it is now 24 hours and we are 2/3 of the way.
Oh, superb news. Very, very thrilled for the pair of you, and I hope we can get you there.
Thank you.
So go and support them and support this channel as well. Subscribe. Go and watch our Hell in a Cell review. It's linked to in the video description down below. The best way to support this channel, other than monetarily, of course, through Patreon and things like that, is to watch other WrestleTalk podcast stuff.
Yeah.
Because that helps us in the algorithm, and it helps the YouTube let you know when we go live and things like that. So please go and do one of those things. Patreon.com/WrestleTalk is another way to do it. Click this video, the thumbs up on this one. So that'd also be very, very kind. And tomorrow, it's Sat and SP3 Mocha 2.0 reviewing NXT 2.0. Then on Thursday, it's myself and Oliver Davis reviewing AEW Dynamite, where there's a battle royal.
Oh, yeah.
And the winner of that battle royal will face Jon Moxley in the main event of Dynamite.
Okay.
And the winner of that will then face either Hiroshi Tanahashi or Hiroki Goto at Forbidden Door for the interim AEW Championship.
Perfect. It's very simple.
It couldn't be simpler. Tony Khan, come on, mate.
Just do a tournament.
Just do a tournament, you big div.
Oh, dear.
So anyway, we'll be doing that on Thursday, and I have got a special present to unveil on that show to Oliver Davis, and I'm very, very excited to show it off as well.
Incredible.
It's my penis. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. I love you. Goodbye.